right, we have to make a quick stream today.
Super quick, because we have to go film something rad.
Yeah, we got to leave here in about an hour to go film a video where we're going to take our Lenovo laptop, Legion laptop, and we're going to hook it up with some $100,000 speakers, basically. Well, it's a $90,000 set of speakers and a $10,000 TV. And we're going to just play some games and hang out and see how it is. Yeah. Basically. Now let's put the chat up.
Yeah, I want my chat back.
So we'll wait till the first person says hi. And there's already people here, so let's just get started.
Snaggleby and Neener.
Yeah. So this has happened over the last week.
What if we
All right.
Okay, now we can.
Yeah, let's get down to business.
Now we can start. All right.
Hold on, I got to move this camera over here. This thing here.
Gotta do a thing.
Yep, that's going over here. We moved the camera a little bit. Oh, yeah, now my shoulder's
not
in there.
Snaggle.
So the Pentagon has a laser that can identify you with your heartbeat. So in China, they have a machine that can identify you based upon your gait.
Yeah.
So when you go over there, you basically have to dance everywhere to make sure they can't recognize you. Wear a mask and dance everywhere. So if you're wearing a mask and you're dancing everywhere and they still want to be able to identify you, they can point a laser at your heart, which everyone loves.
Yeah. That's of all the parts of my body that I want a laser pointed at, heart is in the top 3.
They can measure the vibrations on the chest, and that'll identify you. You have a unique signature vibration.
What if you keep jogging in place?
It doesn't work.
Ah, damn.
You have to sit still for 30 minutes. I mean 30 seconds, 30 minutes. So you have to sit still for 30 seconds. If you're wearing a winter coat, not going to work. But yeah. Still, they have the technology. And it's always interesting to see that they're always looking further into technology to identify us randomly. Whether it's facial recognition, whether it's how we chew our food. I bet that's the next thing. In a restaurant, they'll survey the room and that guy's chewing with this certain pattern. It's him. We've got him. Shoot him. Take him out. So,
because no two people eat grilled cheese the same. So
this
obviously.
is true. Well, guys, we're going to talk about politics. I am not sorry.
We're a little angry this week,
but this is kind of interesting. We've got a bunch of old white dudes in the Pentagon and at Trump's, not Pentagon, at Trump's inner circle and all that stuff. Look at this guy with the proboscis.
Yeah, look at this diabetes guy right here.
Who is that guy? That's John Bolton.
Brimley.
That's John Bolton, National Security Advisor.
Yeah.
I did not know our National Security Advisor had to pronounce proboscis like that.
Yeah.
It's one hell of a thing.
So they're working on.
They're just talking about encryption mainly. Yeah. But the fact that they're talking about whether or not they should allow encryption in a free society.
I feel like right away though the first group is be like, all right, so let's establish this meeting. First off, what the hell is encryption? This is literally a group of people who all type this when they're looking for their email. What the fuck do they know about encryption?
Are you kidding me? Trump is so good at Twitter.
Yeah.
He's so good at he probably swipes. I mean,
yeah, he writes like he's having a constant stroke.
But he doesn't. He's not smart enough to have spell checker installed or whatever.
No,
he doesn't have that
because that would imply that he's wrong about something. So
he calls the dictionary every time he misspells a word. He calls the dictionary. And he's like, "Hey, listen, you little shits, you've got it wrong.
Put Webster on the phone." Mr. President, we've been over this. Merriam-Webster is not actually a person that exists anymore.
Get me John Merriam-Webster right now.
I want to talk to his kids.
It's actually run by Mrs. Webster. What the hell? She's not going to tell me what to do.
I move we ban all dictionaries.
I don't know where we got off on this, but anyway. So you got a bunch of dudes who type like this, sitting in a room, and they're like, what is this encryption? We can't unlock these phones. And then the other one's like, well, encryption's a way for everyone to keep everything secret from us. And so naturally they're going to be like, we must stop this. Right now it's not. But the fact that they're talking about it in a free society is really kind of fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. What's next on the list here? Okay.
That's okay. We just have concentration camps and stuff set up in our own in our own country, so it's not a big deal.
We've also got AI-powered gerrymandering on the horizon because the U.S. Supreme Court has decided that gerrymandering is okay. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Do they have gerrymandering in other parts of the world?
Look at this Mafia Don style pose.
Yeah,
that this is.
She is vehemently opposed to this nonsense. So
Yeah.
she's one of the good ones right here.
Yeah.
This is Ellen Keegan, right?
Look at that.
She's
Look
like-
at that power pose.
Passion.
Yeah.
At least it's not. See, this is lies.
Yeah. Lie.
I'm driving lies down your gullet right now.
This is like, come the fuck on.
Bafangu. That's what's happening right there. Coffee up the wrong pipe.
You guys should always have tinfoil hats on when you're watching this, anyways.
Get it right now.
It's been so long since we've done a tinfoil.
I know. I haven't been here early enough. We need to take a look at gerrymandering.
Just like the definition.
No, I want to
Oh.
show people because there's people in other countries who might be watching this and have no idea what in the hell a gerrymander is. So let me just show you, my friend. We need Salamander, the gerrymandering Republican, to show up and tell us about this. Yeah, like for kids. So anyway, gerrymandering is where you can draw the different voting districts in a way so that you basically never lose. And these are some of the voting districts in North Carolina. Look at these voting districts. So they draw them this way to make sure they never lose. Yeah! And because of the Supreme Court saying, like, look, it's not our place to come in and tell states how to do their thing.
Except it is.
But, well, yeah, that's one branch of the government, maybe the judicial, the branch that's supposed to smack the idiots when they take off. But anyway, now we've got to deal with this bullshit, and with artificial intelligence, they're going to be able to make this mandering even more Jerry.
So full of Jerry.
So much Jerry.
It's gonna be Jerry Hattrick.
No tinfoil music, I'm sorry. We haven't done the tinfoil in a while. Oh, it's too hot in here for this damn shit.
We have so much tinfoil.
I'm setting it aside. We'll come back to the tinfoil in a minute.
Okay.
There's going to be more, I'm sure. Well, you got to go faster. You gotta
Okay,
go faster.
sorry.
Or, no, I mean, I've just got to go faster.
All right. Well, I found my tinfoil hat, so.
I apologize for ever saying that, or forever defending Google. I don't know if I've ever come out and said Google's good. I've said that they've been more benevolent than most, but I apologize for ever saying that Google was good. Google is evil. They removed the don't be evil just so they can be evil, but they were already evil before then.
Yeah. I was gonna take this off, but never mind.
Wait, I'm gonna wear this like an idiot wears a baseball cap. You know those guys from like Tennessee?
So I have a quick
Shoulders go up like that when the hat's
yeah.
that low.
I have a quick
What
story.
are y'all doing?
So I run Dungeons and Dragons for a couple different advertising agencies. Not going to say the names of advertising agencies, but we also sell a shirt on epicpants.com that says Google does not care about you. And I happened to walk in there getting ready to run Dungeons and Dragons one day when a bunch of reps from Google was actually at the advertising agency. And they all saw my shirt and had a moment with me. And one of the reps actually came up and she was like, "Where did you get that shirt?" And I was like, "Oh, we sell it in our store," you know. And she was like, "It is so true. I am so tired." Like,
So the person from Google told you that Google does not care about you was true.
yes.
God, it's hot. How you doing, Doug? So anyway, Google has gotten caught taking medical data, or I guess buying medical data from a university here.
Without patient consent.
And the thing is like they're trying to cover their tracks by being like, look, the University of Chicago Medical Center, they gave us this data for educational purposes, and it was not linked to any individuals. They gave us all the data, but they didn't give us your names. So what Google did is they took all the other data they have on you, like you searching for Preparation H, and then they said like, okay, well, this guy searched for Preparation H these 3 days. He made an appointment for the doctor on his Gmail, and then he went to the hospital by GPS at this exact time that this person with hemorrhoids checked into the hospital. That's them. They match them up, and now you've got a match. The power of Google to match you with information that's just out there that doesn't have your name on it is getting a bit ridiculous.
A little bit.
Nobody knew how powerful data was going to be when Google first started hoovering it all up. Hey, everybody in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, we can make a totally separate series on this, but I'm just going to leave it with that. We're getting into the fun stuff right now. I'm going to have a fit.
Yeah, about to have a fit. Oh, was it rant time?
Yeah, it's rant time.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Ajit Pai, he has the inability to be clever, right? Like there's a lot of guys in DC who come up with these ideas where they're going to deforest, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, we're going to deforest, but we're going to do it in a way that seems okay, and we're going to try to lower emissions, and we're going to call it the Forest Protection Act of 2019, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Ajit Pai is, he's like, oh, I can do that too. So he starts up a thing being like the Protect Internet Act, and it does the exact opposite. It's like, he does, what's it called down here? The broadband, where is it? Here it is. Promoting competition. It's like the FCC's, I can't find it. It's in here somewhere. So if someone finds it, let me know. But it's called like the Protect Competition. Or no, here it is. Here's his idea. So he has this initiative called Improving Competitive Broadband Access to Multi-Tenant Environments. Right? That's his proposal. And what the proposal does is it only allows one ISP to use that, right? So you got a building and you're in San Francisco, and the building you wired yourself, right? All the wires inside that building belong to you. Ajit Pai is saying that only Comcast can use those wiring. You cannot allow any other company to use the wires that belong to you. That's what he's trying to say. Luckily, this was shot down in Congress, and they're saying, like, the building owner puts 1,000 wires in his building, he can let 3 or 4 different ISPs connect to those wires. It doesn't only have to be one. But it's fucking hilarious that Ajit Pai thinks that naming his proposal, the Improving Competitive Broadband Access to Multi-Tenant Environments, if he what I don't understand.
Or
like,
the
it's
bam.
all right. Tomorrow we're going to start the Please Stop Eating Babies committee.
Yep.
And we'll get together on Sundays and eat babies.
The Committee for Infant Preservation and
Yeah.
Seasoning.
We meet Sundays and we eat babies. That's what we do.
Like, literally, if the internet were a Saturday morning action cartoon show, Ajit Pai would be the shredder. He would show up every fucking week and be like, I have a new plan to take down the internet.
But he's gotten smarter, and now he always calls it like the saving the internet plan, or the let's save New York and let's preserve the turtles. Like that's my plan. What do we do to preserve turtles? Well, we kill these 4 to start.
Yes.
Yeah. There's fun stuff coming up soon, I think. Yes.
Okay, next.
What is next on the list? Okay, this is something I just want to know from the audience, right? So Americans are all demanding climate change, right?
As long as it doesn't cost anything.
Well, yeah, we want someone to do something about it, but we don't want to do it ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the question, guys. You want them to do something about climate change, right? Well, that's a given. We'll just say that that's a thing. You want less pollution, fewer bottles floating around in the ocean. Would you pay an extra $100 in your taxes, though? That's the thing.
Yes.
You would?
Yeah.
You would throw an extra $100 of your tax money.
If I could afford it, sure.
Yeah. So an extra $100 of your tax money. Would you do it? Anybody? Because
Yes.
that's the thing. Like 70% of the people were like, hell yeah. And then when they were like, well, okay, well, would you give an extra $100? They're like, well, I don't care about the next generation that much. Let's just burn the fucking planet.
$100 a year.
$100. Let's just burn the fucking planet for that money. You know what that tells me more than anything else? People are so fucking poor that they can't afford it, because I think still they want to. But they're like, okay, I got to choose between my baby eating tomorrow and your grandchildren eating in 50 years when the Earth's on fire. I'm sorry, but I got to feed my kids. You got to have the long eye.
Gotta feed my kids.
Yeah, I got kids.
I got all these kids. All right.
Because that's how many, the amount of eyes in the word kids when you say it is how many children you have. It's not a Southern dialect thing. It's like how many
kids.
Oh yeah, we have some kids. Okay, you've got one. You've got 1 or 2. Man, I gotta feed these kids. You got like 6 kids, man.
Yeah, you add an eye per kid. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's the rules.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing about the environment. This one's actually very funny. BMW is saying that people in Europe don't want electric vehicles. Right? They've done their studies. No one's buying electric vehicles. And they're like, hey, listen, we'd love to start working on this, but people just want to buy like big old fat SUVs. And you know what? My response to this is maybe BMW's electric vehicles are fucking hideous. What's it called? What's that BMW? The i3 or something? Let me look this thing up real quick. You guys have to see how bad this thing looks.
It's pretty hideous.
Yeah.
i8, i3.
i3. Yeah, this thing. Yeah. It's so strange. Nobody wants to buy the electric vehicles, you know? Like,
yeah, it looks like a...
What? We've done...
It looks like a PT Cruiser and a fucking Aztec had a baby.
With some syndrome.
Yeah.
It's so fucking ugly. Every time I go buy a BMW dealership, I swerve in there. I'm like, hey, you guys got any EVs yet? And they're like, is that an STD? I'm like, nope, you don't. I'll see you later. And then we leave. Yeah. Anyway. I fucking get over how ugly that shit is. Oh, God.
Oh, good. Brown. It comes in brown.
Yes.
Great. Ugly beige brown.
It's always in this two-tone thing, right?
Yeah, that's gamer aesthetic colors right there. Yeah.
Put a dragon on it right now. God, give it. It has a. That's where the racing seat came from. A chair right out of there.
Yep. All right.
Okay, I've seen enough. Let's move along.
Ew.
What's all this?
Gross. Ew. I don't know. Oh, it's about.
You know what?
No, this is actually kind of cool, though.
It is, okay.
This is super fucking cool.
It is
Let's
really
talk about
cool.
how fucking cool this is.
But I can't get angry with it because it's cool.
Okay, well, let's not be angry all the time.
It's the internet. What do you want me to do?
So, they made this AI model this AI program that was able to model the universe, and it's been way more accurate than any other simulators and stuff, and it's been all this other stuff. But it also started calculating science and stuff that it didn't know going into the process.
Specifically, dark matter. 'Cause
Yeah.
They said that they mostly designed this to look at gravity and that sort of thing, and the thing started spitting back like stuff about dark matter.
Yeah.
You know, like, which is, they're like, okay, how did it know about dark matter? We didn't tell it about dark matter. We gave it all this other data, and now it's just telling us about dark matter.
They said it's the equivalent of having like a picture recognizing program that's able to recognize cats and dogs that can also recognize elephants.
Yeah, you feed it cats and dogs, and then all of a sudden it like also.
Oh, hey, elephants. Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't know how. That's the thing when artificial intelligence is this big and also this powerful, it can start doing things, and you're like, how did it figure this out?
Yeah.
Right. It's figuring things out in seconds instead of hours, compared to like the previous generations of this technology, and yeah. This is like a tiny little piece of what we're going to see in the future as we start to develop more powerful computers and start to build better artificial intelligence algorithms.
That will destroy us all.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But pretty soon they're going to start coming back with stuff that we're like, do what now?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we'll get to artificial gravity.
AI is going to be like, what? You haven't heard of this? Oh, all right. I thought you guys knew.
And then after like 2 or 3 times that, AI is going to talk amongst itself.
Yep.
And it's going to say like, maybe we shouldn't tell these dumb apes.
Yeah, like, I'm sick of explaining to my little brother everything.
I'm just going to keep doing stuff, and then, yeah. This is also kind of cool. NASA's sending a drone quadcopter to Titan. And we're going to fly around there and see if there's any place we can bomb.
Yeah.
We're looking for places to bomb.
Bomb the infidels there.
And then we're going to rebuild it
Yep.
with lots of money from government contracts.
Yep.
So, Titan, you're screwed.
You're next.
Ganymede, you're next.
Space Force is on its way.
Anyway, they've got a pretty cool drone. The temperature is, like 90 degrees Kelvin, which is like negative 190 Celsius, which is like a lot Fahrenheit. It's very cold there. It only gets 1% of the sunlight that the Earth has. Mm-hmm. And get this, Titan is pretty cool because it has an atmosphere rich in nitrogen and stuff. And it's one of the only moons, I think it is the only moon that has a rich, thick atmosphere. Ganymede's the biggest. It's like 2 or 3 on the list. I forget. But there are methane lakes because, methane is like, it's gas here, but the temperature's there. There are methane lakes, and there are methane like weather cycles, much like we have water here.
Yeah,
like
they have like methane rain.
Yeah, that's wild. Kind of makes me want to go there with a match. Be like, hey, it's not so cold anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly. Yoinker right there. Yoinker man knows exactly what I was thinking. Bringing a match out there. What's this business?
I didn't read this one.
All right, quick mention. Just a really quick mention. A company in Germany called Alextron. They have figured out how to create large sheets of graphene for a very low cost. It can produce up to 20,000 meters squared of graphene every year. And that was a major barrier from just having graphene everywhere, graphene-coated surfaces that would basically turn every surface into a touch surface or a computer. You could have like clothing that does all kinds of different things. It would be wild because it's only an atom thick and you can put it on pretty much anything. And we were waiting for someone to come up with a method to make it in a efficiently and cheaper. So
I need
there you
shirts
got
that
it.
I can upload GIFs to.
That's probably coming, and it's going to be like.
Yep.
I've got a feeling like our clothing is going to be Web 1.0. You know what I mean? Like 1990s, we're going to have freaking shit moving all over our outfits while we're walking around town and stuff, and we'll all look like clowns for a while.
That'll be fine.
And then we'll realize that's not good. And then
that's how the 80s worked.
We'll move to clothing. Exactly. Except imagine the 80s, but everything moving.
Yeah.
On your outfits. And then we'll move to outfits 2.0, which will be all bubbly and happy with little kawaii creatures on them and stuff.
in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when they go into the future and they're all wearing like the giant boots that are way too big and
yeah.
Yep.
We got that to look forward to.
You know.
This is kind of an interesting startup here.
Yes.
This makes me angry. And nowhere in here do they actually say that the company uses a catapult.
It's not a catapult.
No, it's not even a trebuchet. A trebuchet people, they're like vegans and Linux people. They'll always tell you that they're excuse me. They'll always tell you. They show up in a group and be like, oh, "Hey guys, excuse me, trebuchets."
That makes
trebuchet.
Sense. I've always been more of a ballista man myself.
Ballistas, huh? Well, yeah. I mean, that's two different things, though.
I know, but for siege weaponry, let's just straight up siege weaponry. That's what I'm saying.
It's piercing versus bludgeoning.
I know, but they're all under the umbrella of siege. New video game idea: Umbrella of Siege.
Yeah, sounds like a poorly translated awesome JRPG.
Yeah, it does.
Tactical
with like the main character who is a destiny-riddled teenager whose parents died when he was very young, so he was raised by his grandfather. Only on his 16th birthday does he become chosen, and the umbrella birthmark that he's bared his entire life activates, causing some stupid, weird-looking penguin Pikachu motherfucker to like constantly tell him about his powers, as he and the girl who's had a crush on him for his entire life but can never say anything, and is also the one that casts all the healing spells, go off on an adventure and find some other people. That's every JRPG.
Did it start with him in bed?
Yeah, obviously.
All right, well, then I'm sold. Then I'm absolutely sold.
And flip a coin to whether or not your grandfather dies in the opening scenes or not either. So.
Back to this.
All right, fine.
All right. So, say the name of the startup in the first thing, because I already forget. Spin Launch, right? Yeah. So they've developed Spin Launch is a startup. They've got some U.S. military funding going on. They've developed a method to spin something at super high speeds and then launch it into orbit somehow.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, the article, I read it a few times, and I'm like, I don't exactly explain it, but if you showed it to me in a video, like right now, guys, I would be like, oh. So could I see a video of this? But they're essentially going to dramatically lower the cost for sending up small satellites. Maybe Elon Musk can use this for his...
They said it can reach speeds of Mach 5.
It's launching stuff out of the... Jeez.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. That's what we should do to like bad politicians. Just throw them in there.
Yeah. Here's something that's not fucking cool.
I laughed a lot at this.
I did too. I saw when you sent our... Oh my God. So,
well, I want to do dudes as well. Like,
I don't know.
Is it they not program
nobody wants to see naked dudes.
They didn't make any artificial intelligence for penises.
Who knows?
So this app uses like the deep fake type technology.
Deep nude or something like that. And yeah, you can upload pictures and it will turn them into nude pictures of...
It's been taken down already.
It's already,
the app's already been taken down, but it's going to be back up, I'm sure, somewhere, and I'm sure everybody watching right now is going to be looking for it like mad. I know you guys.
Yep.
And then every time you hang out with all your friends, it'll be very awkward because you're going to be thinking the entire time, I've seen you naked, even though it was a fake.
Mm-hmm. But I have a rough idea now. Ooh.
Apparently it's decently accurate, but yeah. To go.
Yeah. If you end up finding it, let us know for science.
I want this program to work with dudes as well, because I think it would be hilarious to set up a separate like pirate, obviously like a pirate television station where we just play all sports nude, like just deep fake. real time. And we were waiting. There's a couple of years. This has got to be happening, right? Because right now they've got some of the stuff that could do deep fakes for motion. Like they do the deep fake pornography and stuff like that.
Sure.
But as soon as this gets good enough that they can make everyone naked in sports, that would be hilarious.
Are you worried about being naked? Let's help you with that. Go to epicpants.com and get all kinds of stuff to cover your shame.
What shirt are you wearing today? Oh, we don't even carry that shirt anymore.
I know, we don't.
Politically sensitive.
Oh, it's a politically sensitive shirt.
I got the original, the OG on today. What shirt are you guys wearing today? The shirts are so soft, you'll never take them off.
Nope.
Not even to shower.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. I was talking to the Romeros. I want to send them one of these shirts, but they take forever to get back because they were just releasing Sigil. Like, come on. Let me send you one of these shirts. Anyway. This one's one of my favorites.
Yep. I like that shirt a lot.
If you guys name all of these in here, first one to name them in the comments gets a French kiss.
From a genuine French person.
Yep, I'll hire someone to French kiss you from France. I'll bring them right over to wherever your house is. The asterisks lies.
Lying.
Okay. Yes, lying. Should we do the loot crate? Next week.
All
right.
So, sad news for everyone who only uses Netflix to watch The Office. It's going to be leaving Netflix in 2021, so you only have a few precious years left to constantly binge this show over and over and over again. NBC is going to be launching their own streaming platform that will be thrown out into a vast cesspool filled with all different kinds of streaming platforms that will then supersaturate everything with a bunch of different shit and
I wonder if
ultimately be awful.
Okay, I wonder if there is a chance that they could get together and make a bundle for like $50 a month where you get it becomes the new cable.
Yeah.
Because cable, you got like 9,000 channels for what, $50, $100. I haven't had cable since I was like 12 years old. I don't know.
I don't know. Last time I had cable. Like, how many streaming services are you subscribed to?
None.
None?
None.
Do you just have someone else's Netflix password?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I unsubscribed from Netflix.
Okay.
So my subscription is up on July 3rd. And then we'll figure out what to do.
But Stranger Things season 3 comes out July 4th.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of anime because I've been using my step mill, at the house. I've got a step mill, and I put up a TV on the wall in front of the step mill. And I found that I was getting really bored with a lot of television shows, and then I put on anime, and it's just so over top and ridiculous that I can watch a lot of it. So I've gotten through most of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and now I've watched
Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, Armand is the third. I'm watching the last two of the last two episodes of that today. So
You should watch Gate.
Gate. All right.
Yeah. Haven't seen Gate. It's really great, especially because the whole premise behind the writer of it. So the whole idea is that in Gate there's a portal that opens up to like essentially D&D world in the middle of Tokyo, basically.
Interesting.
And the Japanese military goes over there and like kind of does a peace treaty with them and stuff, and they wheel and deal with like these fantasy things, but it's literally like helicopters fighting dragons and stuff like that. And the writer did this to show like how awesome the military force was of Japan. Like he was very pro-military and stuff, but the way it portrays itself is more like, wow, the military is a fucking bully to this like underdeveloped kingdom and stuff like that. So it's really solid though, and you get to watch helicopters fight dragon.
Helicopters versus dragons.
Yeah. Or Record of Lotus War if you want an actual D&D anime.
So I'm gonna have to watch a bunch of stuff. I'm using the step mill as an excuse to like binge watch stuff. Maybe I'll rejoin Netflix. But anyway, I think it's funny because there are going to be a lot of different streaming services out there, and I want to talk about this for one second, right? You saying too many, right? And I see a lot of people on Twitter complaining. I've seen two different things. I've seen people complaining that. Well, here's one thing. This week I saw someone on online saying like, hey, we've got to do something about Netflix. It's too big. It's a monopoly, right? I was like, excuse me, a monopoly? The amount of times that I see people online complaining that everything's not on Netflix makes me think that it's not a monopoly.
Yeah.
Because if a show's on anything other than Netflix, people complain like babies. And that's fine because they only want to pay for the $10 or whatever a month. They don't want to pay for any other services.
And some Christian groups just assume everything's on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, we talked about that last week if you missed it. But I feel like all this competition is probably good. It sucks for us to have to like go spend extra money, but it's still cheaper than cable.
Now, but if you like really sign up to have all the services, you might end up spending more than cable depending on what you're actually getting.
Yeah, but the fact that you can like pick and choose, like you only want like maybe 2 or 3 services, that's going to be cheaper than cable. Like, I mean, what's the cheapest like cable that actually gives you stuff that's worth a damn? Because you got to have like HBO or at least something. Stars.
I feel like at this rate, people are just gonna start buying like Blu-rays again and stuff like.
Or pirating. I feel like
Pirate Bay is gonna rear its head.
I think that some companies to get together and like be like, hey, listen, we'll give you Netflix, Hulu, CBS, HBO Go, and the whatever the shit Disney's up to, their streaming service.
Whatever
where they're gonna
Disney bullshit.
It's gonna take like every piece of content from every channel and put it on one. Yeah. That's Anyway, what's this?
Have you seen this preview?
No, I just came in.
So this is the current war, and it's about the race between Edison and Tesla.
Interesting.
Thomas
like
Alva
harness
Edison.
electricity and stuff.
Right.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
My
playing
boys
Tesla.
and I caught in a jar.
Looks pretty
before
interesting.
now
I
it's
just
only
caught this
flashed
preview today.
across the night
It's
sky.
actually looks pretty fucking rad.
Tesla's responsible for so much of the world that we have today, and also if
The future
his
is
electricity
here.
for all, you know, like
I'm George
if that had been a
Westinghouse.
thing, right?
Nikola
The
Tesla.
unmetered
I will be
electricity.
the greatest provider of electrical power in the world.
If we had that unmetered
Better than
electricity,
Edison.
we wouldn't have computers.
There's a contest
Because
between
that
This
all
is
that
a
in the air,
battle
you wouldn't be
for
able
the
to develop,
brightest minds of America.
microcircuitry, all this stuff that we have today, cell phones and stuff, would not work. There'd be too much interference.
Yeah.
So, in a way, the fact that Edison won is the reason that we have the technological society that we have today with so many small, high-powered, devices.
Oh, just look neat.
We would have it would have been a totally different evolution. It might have been better.
So why I clicked on this originally was because that someone was like, it's Tesla versus Edison, and I was really hoping this was gonna be like a way opposite, not serious thing where like
Just
Thomas Edison and
Street
Nikola
Fighter
Tesla
style.
have like build their own electro weaponry and like a final scene combat each other and
Right.
stuff for ultimate electro supremacy. It sounds awesome,
But it's not what it is.
That's not what it is. It still looks really rad, but it's not that.
Quick mention here for everyone who wants to hate on Epic. Mm-hmm. Well, here's a valid point. Okay, this is a valid point from Tim Sweeney. He's in charge of Epic Mega Games, which
Yeah.
Epic now, I guess. So Shenmue 3 was kickstarted, and everyone was going to be getting a Steam key. But then Epic came in and said, "Hey, listen, we'll give you some money to be on our platform, right?" So they moved over there, and they had to say everyone who was going to be on Steam, you're not going to get a Steam key. You're going to get a key on Epic Store, right?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
People are
Yep.
freaking out, but he's saying like, listen, Steam's policy says that it says Valve policy prohibits providing Steam keys for games that aren't going to be available at launch on Steam. So they could have, Epic was cool with it. Tim Sweeney was cool with it. He's like, listen, you can honor all those Steam keys, right? You can go ahead and do it.
Yep.
But Valve says, listen, if the game's not going to be available on day one, you don't get any keys. So he's blaming Valve. It's a very, I mean, there's like a lot of twists and turns here where they can like just point fingers back and forth.
Yeah,
But still,
and there's also like what does he say? The policy that Steam policy traps crowdfunding projects into either launching on Steam for 30% or offering backers refunds. So like,
I mean, he's obviously saying,
seems like either no matter what you're fucked.
right.
Basically.
Steam does charge a higher premium, obviously, the 30%. So yeah, he's making Steam out to be the bad guy, but he really just wants to get all those exclusives, and that's what he's doing, and he's not apologizing for it. And I've got to say, like, if Steam could relax this policy where it says that if Steam could just say, like, listen, we'll honor keys for games that are not available on launch. If it's available 6 months later, we'll acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense for them to do so, because if they do, they're not going to make any money on those keys. Well, they'll make some, a little bit, but it's just going to bog down their servers.
But not enough for them.
Yeah, not enough. Anyway,
So,
got some Kickstarter news for everybody.
you guys, Talespire. Seriously.
Aha, my
40
mail.
days left.
I've been waiting weeks for this.
They had this guy do the intro video for it, which already I was like, sold. Okay, great.
It's just not the
So,
In the days of old, my friends and I would gather around a table.
so
And play by mail just isn't cutting it. And the last thing I need is some computer program concerned with being a well-functioning table. It's not about the table, it's about the people and the worlds of imagination that spring to life between them. It's not a table that we need a playing field.
Trolls on there. We have a nice video.
A place that is ready to support the imagination, that rises up to meet it. A place without edges that constrain your fantasies, and flexibility enough to represent your ideas even as you have them.
rapidly, and you can expand out what you think about it. It's called more effect on everything. And you can either run it with a single person who would be like a demo, or you can play online with other people.
Desktop audio's on.
Oh my god! Wow.
Jesus.
Oh man, they can't hear us at all. Well, are you looking?
Why
at
are there
this?
2 desktop audios?
I don't know. Why can't none of us be heard?
There are 2 desktop audio sources here, and one of them was on, one of them was off.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, that's better now. Good lord.
Woo, that was scary.
Well,
Anyway, go kickstart this. It's awesome. If you like D&D stuff, go kickstart this. 100% go kickstart it. I did. I'm glad that it made its goal. The whole reason I put it on the show today was because I wanted to make sure it got kickstarted.
yeah.
So,
It's already done. It's already
yeah,
kickstarted.
it just made it today.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I hope he gets to be involved in this some way.
Yeah. Guys, seriously, this is awesome. You should get involved with this.
I don't think I would use it, but
I would.
I would really appreciate it if I sat down at a table and someone else had already designed everything for me.
I mean, like
if I was running a campaign, I probably wouldn't.
If I have like
Go through the-
if I'm like running a game and I have screens and stuff that I
Yeah.
could use to be like, okay, here's your next room, guys. Like, I wouldn't mind having that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it would really, really work for some
It's like
people.
a way flashier version of Roll20, basically.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Mm-hmm. All right, moving right along here.
Speaking of D&D stuff,
5th edition bundle. Look
so
at
this
all
is
these
a
books.
5th edition bundle. 5th edition bundle has a lot of stuff from Frog God games, some Kobold Press stuff, some Troll Lord, things like that. Lots of third-party stuff that works with 5th edition. And for like
So
$8,
much.
you can get like $400 worth of supplemental stuff.
Wow.
Really, really good stuff. They make a lot of cool things. Some things that are a little weird, but you get lots of cool maps and things like that to work with as well. It's super worth it to go pick this up if you're looking for some cool source material.
Squirmy Boy, thank you very much for subscribing with Rich Prime. You're awesome.
Go Squirmy Boy.
Yeah, I'll mail you a French kiss. What's up with this French kiss thing? That's disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, a couple articles about crunch here in the gaming industry. Crunch is basically where people work 7,000 hours a week and neglect their families, and
Crunch time. Yeah.
they gain weight and never sleep, and it's all because of the
And your life is just the thing you're working on for every day. Yeah.
So the Valve, I mean, a lot of not Valve. Blizzard says, "Hey, listen, it's not sustainable. We can't do this, but we wouldn't be ourselves without
Yeah.
it." So they're looking into ways to fix this, and I think this is also pretty cool. Damn it, this thing.
What? Yeah.
OpenCritic. So OpenCritic is kind of like a Metacritic, except better. It's just a similar thing, but different. Anyway, they are trying to figure out some way to have like a crunch meter on the game. So you can say like, okay, here's this new EA game or whatever. They'll allow developers to log in and maybe
Anonymously.
anonymously. You won't know who the developer is, but they in the back end they said they're going to try to like verify it with a LinkedIn account or something. They won't show the public this, but they'll verify that you actually work there, and then you can report on how bad the crunch was. And there'll be a crunch meter saying like, okay, this game, it came out, it got an 8 out of 10, but it required people to jump off buildings and their broken homes, and now there's foster children everywhere and people have starved.
Panic in the streets.
Yeah, panic. Yeah. So you'll see all that. That's pretty cool. What's up, Box Kid?
Hey, Box Kid.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I think this will be a great. Hopefully, this will come to fruition.
Yes.
I don't know what words I wanted to say there. Just something.
Fruiton.
Where are we? There we are.
Yeah.
All right. Super quick mention.
Linux.
Yeah, people kind of freaked out because the next version of Ubuntu wasn't going to support 32-bit files, And Valve was like, "Hey, we can't work with this." So Ubuntu backpedaled, and said, "No. 19.10, we're going to support 32-bit, so you guys can still have Steam." And also, Steam is kind of like taking a broader approach or a broader look now at some of the other distros, and they're going to start supporting maybe Arch, maybe who knows what else. Oh God, yes. Biggest news of the year for me.
Have you not seen this yet?
Of course I have.
Oh, okay. So, id Software's origin story is going to be coming to a USA show network. But they're going to be doing a mini series called Masters of Doom.
Yeah.
It's going to be about the whole process that id Software went through, becoming a company, creating Doom, and all the other stuff that came as a result of it.
My only drawback is the fact that this is the USA network and they can't curse that much, right? Can they say fuck on USA?
No.
Damn it.
I think they can say shit though after a certain time of night.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, hopefully they'll make an uncensored version for the internet, but
Yeah.
have you guys read Masters of Doom? It is one of the funniest books. It goes through the start of id Software, but there's even like a little bit of Atari in there because these guys made games and like they were selling them to all these small companies and that sort of thing. So I mean, I wonder if Nolan Bushnell is going to make an appearance in this for the guy from Atari.
It's going to be ridiculous.
There are scenes in this book where they're trying to get stuff done and they're playing deathmatch, and John Romero, his catchphrase in the book whenever he killed someone in Doom Deathmatch was "suck it down." And people would say he would be slapping the walls so hard in between their offices that he would be knocking stuff off people's shelves and screaming "suck it down" when he fragged somebody.
Suck it down!
Suck it down! There's that. They lived on pizza and Coke.
Nice.
I think John Carmack got trapped in a room one time, and John Romero had to get their brand new $500 battle axe and break the door down. It's ridiculous, and that's how you make Doom.
Boom.
It's gonna be so good.
Oh, thanks, Snaggle. See you next time, man.
All right, Snaggle. I'll hit you up soon.
So Wolfenstein Youngblood will be the first series to be released uncensored in Germany. They are not going to be removing any of the Nazi propaganda from this at all.
Yeah, they finally changed their rating system, and now they're like, listen, I guess Germans can kill Nazis too.
Yep.
It's probably because they're getting sick of the new Nazis that are showing up on the streets there.
Yeah.
You know, they got all the immigrants that came in there, and then all of a sudden people are like, wait, they look different. Let's get our swastikas back out.
And the Germans like, oh god.
Like,
okay.
You know what? Fuck it. Let them kill Nazis
Yep.
in video games.
Yep.
That thing I'm wondering is like, is that going to start some trouble over there with the new like hardcore right wing people that are showing up?
I'm sure they'll try to make some stink out of it, just like the Nazis did when Wolfenstein 2 came out.
God, I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, and they all got like, oh, they're killing Nazis. That's so sad. And everyone was like, no one feels bad for you. Fuck off. You're not even people.
God.
Yep.
Put 3 of them in a ring with me at one time. That's fine. I don't care.
Yep.
I'll take them. I'll take them on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. But it's probably going to only be the English version because the German version, they were developing it at the same time. They weren't sure. They developed the German version with like alternative
Yep.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alt-right can't handle me. They're cowards.
Fight me.
Alt-right.
Yeah.
They're going to run me over with their fucking truck.
Yeah.
That's all they can do.
So we got a new Pokemon
Complain.
game coming out for Apple or for Android and iOS. Pokemon Masters.
Is it like another thing where you run around in the world and wreck your car and
It's
stuff?
gonna be like a 3 versus 3 real time battle
So
thing.
it's not like Pokemon
no,
Go.
but it should be fun. Hey, new Pokemon game. Woo! I get to talk about Pokemon. Yeah. All right,
You got Pokemon and
I got it. Got to talk about D&D and Pokemon. My work here is done.
yes.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah, so
I don't know what this is all about. Have you paid attention?
I
to this?
looked at the Grand Prix thing a little bit and like immediately gave 0 fucks.
That's pretty much where I was.
But yeah, the Steam summer sale is happening right now. If there's any games that we should absolutely pick up for really, really cheap, let us know. But the Grand Prix around it is apparently confusing as fuck in terms of like, cast the Nitro to up your boost to gain his attacks. It's just the most complicated thing on the planet. And
so people have been
nobody
asking
knew
me
what they were doing.
people have been asking me on Twitter that if I'm going to talk about the shit show that is the Grand Prix, and I'm like, I'm not even going to put enough effort in to figure out what this is because
Yeah.
that's how little I care right now. Let me take this opportunity to talk to you about our Lord and Savior, GOG. So GOG This morning, I woke up this morning, and I had a message. Yeah, go ahead and bring it up there. Yeah, sure. Let's do it that way.
Yeah.
I had a message.
I don't want to keep reaching over there.
In my Twitter inbox from GOG, and it was a link to download the 2.0 beta. So their new GOG Galaxy
Oh, because
client.
you yelled at them the
Yeah,
other
I
day?
yelled at them the other day. I was like, hey, jackasses, I'm your 13th biggest supporter, and I've seen more than 13 people boasting about having the new version of your software. What gives? And they were like, here you go. So I was like, it worked. When you complain on the internet, sometimes it works. Anyway, GOG Galaxy 2.0 is going to work with a lot of the other platforms as well. So you can log into your Steam and your Origin and all that stuff, and it'll put all the games under one launcher to make your life easier. This is very, very similar to what's been going on with Play Night, and I don't want to see Play Night go away because I've been really enjoying that as well. But
I really want to give this game a go.
it's fun, but harder than I expected.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fun though.
I mean, Castlevania is like one of the few games that I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be challenging, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
like I'm not usually big on like Dark Souls stuff that are games that are hard on purpose.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm kind of just like, ugh, forget this. But Castlevania, I expect Castlevania style, because this is an actual Castlevania game. But I expect there to be a little bit of a curve of difficulty in it, and I'm okay with it usually.
I've only played like an hour and a half, and I had to keep picking up my controller and like looking at it because I wanted to play with the mouse and keyboard, and it works with the mouse and keyboard. But the I guess I need to update my version or something, but maybe look them up with an update. But right now, when you go in to change your controls, it's only got a picture of an Xbox controller, and I'm like, what the fuck button on my keyboard is do I use to cast spells and stuff? It got really annoying. That got really annoying really fast, but
I still want to play this.
it's a good game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
game recommendation. Time for the shit show. Then we gotta go.
Then we gotta go out into that shit show.
Yes.
Let's,
Don't maximize it. It can't.
I'm sorry.
It'll maximize on the screen.
Okay, fine.
We can't see it.
Let's see. Two homeless males arguing over who gets to stay in the neighborhood.
Let me mention something real quick. This week in Portland, it's been nice and cool most of the week and rainy. Cool and rainy usually brings down the insanity because it like chills everybody out. But it's getting warmer today, so let's see what's going on.
Portland police to a home near 14th and Siskiyou. Caller reporting of an unknown subject on her front porch. Subject disconnected her security camera, is armed with a metal pole, and is now sitting on the porch smoking something from a pipe. Could be a rat. Could be drugs.
Her security camera.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like fun.
Report of a male walking around with a wooden mallet. Subject attempted to hit a female with the mallet and is now leaving the area. All right. I'm picturing like one of those giant like it's not,
thing.
but
the one right above that's funny.
yeah.
Two homeless males arguing over who gets to stay in the
neighborhood. Yeah.
It's like a Western. I want to go out there and watch.
Report of a suspicious subject sliding around the roof of the church. Caller thinks he's trying to break in. Officers made contact with the church staff. Staff says the male on the roof is a repair person who's fixing the fucking roof.
Okay, I'm trying to break into a church. Churches are typically open all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like you could typically there's typically a sanctuary. If I was going to break into a roof, would I jump up on it and slide around? I mean, or if I would break into a church, would I get up on the roof and slide around, or would I just try to go in through a window or through like a back door? No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't get over this.
Yeah.
This image of like a criminal sliding around on a roof.
Okay, but we have a report of a suspicious subject, a male wandering around holding an orange plastic water gun and talking to himself. The fuck is wrong with you?
Why would you call the police?
Yeah.
On a guy holding what's this guy?
This guy is a reporter male walking around holding a butcher's knife. Caller says he looks angry and people are running away from him.
I would probably run away from a mad guy with a butcher knife.
Yeah. Police report that a 60-year-old male was talking to an underage female about sexual activity. 2 hours later, the underage female is wearing a full-body panda suit and sitting on his lap. Caller thinks the situation needs to be checked. What the fuck did I just read?
I don't know, but I think the caller needs to mind his own damn business and let pandas sit on old man's laps.
Yeah.
Like, shit, mind your own business. Is he hurting her? Did he force her into the panda outfit? Hold on. We gotta talk about this. Did he forcibly shove her into a panda outfit or say he's going to kill her family? Did you hear any of that? No, he talked about sexy stuff. And now she's sitting. It sounds consensual to me. Maybe they should go check and see if it's not. But come on. People are weird, then leave them alone.
Officers respond to a disturbance in an apartment and were greeted at the door by a male with a knife. Suspects have barricaded themselves inside and are throwing things out the windows at the officers.
That'll show them.
Yeah. You know how to... 40 street racers doing donuts. Oh my god.
God. Well, it's time to move to somewhere farther north where it doesn't get warm enough for this kind of insanity. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to keep moving into colder places where people do not want to move.
We're back to last week with the guy that was humping the ground for at least an hour. Yeah. He's a pandophile. There you go.
Nice, YouTube. All right, guys, we got to go make another video across town before this traffic gets too bad. So, thanks for watching. See you. I don't want to do an outro.